Arsenal Fan TV, a lot better tonight.
We're Warriors again, you know. I mean, obviously, the lack of depth in our squad is a concern, and the papers make a lot about the transfer window and stuff because there's nothing else to talk about. One game in, we got flamed by Villa, maybe a dodgy ref or something. What it did expose, though, is that we lack depth in our squad. But what this did also show here tonight is our first team is not rubbish at all. You know, that Fenerbahce did not play well, but that's a cauldron. You know, that is like a gladiator pit to go into one of those Turkish stadiums, and I hope that the 200 Gooners that are out there tonight actually make it out tonight and don't get served up in pita bread with a bit of chili sauce and a full salad on the side, because it's going to be a long ride home for them, you know. But 3-0 away at Fenerbahce, that's a very good result for us, and I think it will do us a world of good. We're Warriors again.
Now, that result probably almost ensures that we're going to be in the Champions League. Now, what players shall we go out there and try and get to make sure that when we're in the Champions League, we're not just making up the numbers?
I don't quite understand how this thing works. I mean, Wenger said all the business is done in the last 10 days, but, you know, you could also say that all the Christmas shopping in the world is done in the last 10 minutes, you know what I mean? And yet they're usually the crap presents, aren't they? You know what I mean? You run around going like, some soaps, and a dinosaur, that'll do for cousin, and then you forget that he's 14 now, he doesn't want a dinosaur, he's not 4 anymore, and you're running around trying to do, you know, so I'm not convinced that our policy of waiting, but I think that good players also were waiting to see where Arsenal were in the Champions League. I mean, the whole thing about Suarez, and I've had a debate with someone very closely related to about whether we should have signed Suarez or whether we could, even if we were able to. But that would have all hinged on, are we actually offering Champions League football? That wasn't clear. It's a lot clearer now. It's not guaranteed. They could still come and do us 4-0 at the New Highbury. And with the atmosphere of some of the people, it's not impossible, you know. I think they had an easier ride there in a way, but they're not going to beat us 4-0. You know, I think we're pretty much in the Champions League now. I think that'll have a huge bearing on what's attractive. I don't think Arsenal are a Champions League winning side, and everyone knows that. But a lot of players just want to play on that stage, have a go on that stage, hear that music when they come out. You know what I mean? And have that on their CV, even if they are just stepping their way up to what they hope to be Real Madrid or AC Milan or one of the classic, dominant teams.
And a huge relief tonight for the fans who've been suffering a lot over the past 3 days.
Well, we have been suffering a lot, and we've been putting a lot of pressure. But modern media's like that. When there's nothing to talk about and there's no matches, it's all the transfer window. Let's attack them on that. And everyone's got an opinion now, and everyone's opinion can be magnified. With the megaphones of the internet and Twitter and all of the rest of the websites. Every second person's a blogger, and you delve into somebody's blogs that are followed, and these are people who didn't even follow Arsenal before Wenger, and then they're saying he's the worst manager ever. And again, no, actually, when you were born, he won the most things that we've ever won. Yes, we want success, of course we do, and I'm not happy with the financial model. It seems to me almost like we buy players by algorithm, as if we're some sort of city traders, using some computerised, high-tech formula to work out. If Wenger says everyone we buy is super quality, how do we end up with Andre Santos? There's some sort of computer that says, this guy's running compared to his goals, compared to his yellow cards, compared to his costs, and we end up buying that, and you read the stuff in the Mail going about Chamberlain was only played for 20 minutes at the end because our financial model said that would be cheaper. But, these guys, they're really overpaid, definitely overpaid, and not loyal people, but it's a freelance market. There's no staff jobs in football anymore. Why should there be? And what they want to do is perform on the biggest stage, and the biggest we can offer as Arsenal is the Champions League, and I think we've got that now. We're back in there.
That's good.
Yeah.
What you saw there was the result of total incompetence by the board and the manager. And it couldn't have gone any worse. They've had 90 days to buy players. We've lost 5 players in 1 day. And due to their incompetence, there's a very good chance for all that hard work we did trying to get fourth, he could blow it Wednesday night. And I'll tell you something, one of them, if not both of them, have got to go. And I've got a message to Tim Payton and John Cross and all you media lovies, get off your arse and start saying it as it is. And a message to the board, either fucking shape up or get out, because you've let all the fans down. You should be ashamed of yourself, Gazidis.